My name is Tirillo. I'm the head athletic trainer here at Cheshire Academy. This is Danielle Putnam. So she's going to be helping me out today in demonstrating some of our new fitness equipment, which we're really excited to show you. So our first machine here is our leg press, and this is awesome for any lower body exercise targeting hamstrings, the glutes, and the quadriceps. When we're thinking about how much to do, think about 3 sets, maybe 10 or 12, depending on what your goals are. So if we're looking just to get some basic strength and tone, 3 sets of 10 or 12 is usually a good bet. All right, so when you first approach the machine, you want to take a look at the weight first and just make sure it's appropriate for you so you don't hurt yourself. So take a look. Does that look like that's somewhere where you're comfortable? Yep. Okay, awesome. The next thing is make any adjustments that you need to make here on the actual machine. So when you approach for her, it's going to feel a bit smaller. So go ahead and shift that. Check that out again, make sure it feels okay. Okay, perfect. So Danielle's going to first show us the squat. So she's going to use both her legs, pushing off of the platform, and then she's want to slow the motion on the way back. So why don't you just repeat that maybe 2 or 3 more times? Great. So we'll stick with the same weight for today, but we're going to shift to a calf raise. So moving the balls of your feet down, your heels will hang off a little bit. Go ahead and straighten out both legs. All right, so slowly, keeping the legs straight, we're gonna move through the ankles, flexing, good. And come all the way down, go ahead and push up. Perfect. So this is gonna target this area here in the calf region. Back to start. And the last exercise that we can use this machine for is a single leg squat. Great for targeting 1 leg at a time, and it's also really good for rehab. So just think about that when you're planning. So checking the weight, you might want to go a little lighter just because you're working off 1 leg. So look at that right foot right in the middle. So let the left hang off. Good. So go ahead and straighten. Good. And slow and controlled on the way back. Perfect. And that's our leg press machine. So we're going to move on to the leg extension machine, and this is a great option if we're looking to really target the quadricep muscle group. Just keep in mind that if you're working with any sort of knee injuries, this may be a machine that you're going to want to skip because there is some additional shearing forces here at the knee. But otherwise, healthy knees, go ahead and have at it. So Danielle's already got herself situated on the machine. This ankle pad we want to make sure is in the correct position. So it should be right here where the ankle and the lower leg come together. And we can adjust it by pulling this pin and it will adjust up or down. And then on the back we have one other adjustment. Here on the back pad you can actually change the angle. So she looks pretty comfy. Next thing you want to do before you actually do the exercise, check the weight. You want to make sure that it's appropriate for your body. So does that look okay? Okay, awesome. So in this exercise, she's going to slowly extend through the legs. Awesome, good. And then you want to slow and controlled move on the way down. Really important to understand whenever you're using the machines that we want to move through that slow and controlled motion both in the up and the down direction of that exercise to get the most for that muscle group. Okay. So Danielle's now on our hamstring curl machine, and if we're looking to isolate the muscles in the back of the leg, we can have her sit here right on the hamstring curl. And there's a few adjustments to make on the back. The back pad's going to help with height. So if we are either a taller athlete or maybe we're a shorter individual like myself and Danielle, we're going to need to make some adjustments here on the back. So this will move forward and back. The second adjustment that we can make is here with the ankle pad. This should come right behind the Achilles where it begins to meet the calf muscle. So if we pull the pin, it will rock either forward or back. And last, we have a pin up here to adjust the thigh pad. So before you move through the exercise, just be sure that everything feels comfortable and nothing out of place. All right, so does the weight look okay? Yep. Okay, awesome. So Danielle's going to move through the exercise, curling her heels towards her glutes. Good. And on the way back, we're going to slow and control all the way to the starting position. Great. Do 2 more of those. And she should be feeling that right in the backs of the legs. All right, so now we have Danielle on our seated row machine, and this is great for targeting the muscles of the back. So she's going to go with a double row. So we make a few adjustments first. Here at the chest, here at the seat. Okay. So in Danielle's case, when we're a little bit smaller in stature, it might be a little more difficult to reach the handles. So she might actually have to stand up. So go ahead and do that. You can grab. Perfect. All right. Go ahead and pull back. So working the muscles here, we're going to retract the shoulder blades or the scapula as she pulls back. And it's awesome for strengthening these muscles that really help with posture. So Danielle's going to continue with a double row, but another option would be do one arm at a time. And so we can get a little more of an asymmetrical workout, great for baseball, tennis, volleyball. So when planning our exercises, I tend to advise a push-pull plan. So Danielle just completed our seated row. So in opposition, we're going to work with a chest press. So she's already here seated, few adjustments that you can make. First, we need a seat adjustment. We want to make sure that our feet are able to plant nice and firmly into the floor. So she looks pretty good here. Then on the back, we can actually change the angle of the back pad. Again, Danielle looks good here. She looks comfortable, so we're going to go with it. Looking at the weight, we want to make sure it's appropriate for us. And in this case, we start at 30 pounds, and if that's not appropriate for your body, we have the option of the dial. So just kind of show, and it will go from 0 to 10 to 15. So in Danielle's case, the first plate isn't appropriate for her body. So she's going to work with that dial to make that adjustment. So she's already set to go. So she's going to situate her hands, and she's going to slowly extend it out. Good. And on the way back, just make sure you take your time, slow and controlled. Great. So just keeping in mind our reps of 3, and we can do as many as 10 to 12. We're looking just for some generic muscle strength. All right, so this is a great dual piece machine, and we can use it for 2 actually different exercises. We do the PEC Fly, which Danielle's going to demonstrate for us first. And then we're going to move into the rear delt exercise. So a few adjustments. The seat can move up and down. And the arms, we have the option of moving them front to back. So you want the arms to be in your peripheral vision. So just take an eye, or keep an eye on that when you're setting up the machine. Her weight, she presets. So it looks like you're ready to go. So you're going to go ahead and pull towards the center. Great. And then on the way back, nice slow controlled motion. So we're focusing here on the chest region. So this is going to be similar to what you would get if you were doing a bench press or even a push-up. Perfect. So let's transition the machine towards the other exercise. So when you pull down, you can rotate the arms. So we're going to get all the way back. So Danielle's going to demonstrate a reverse PEC Fly. So when she does the reverse, we're working the opposite muscles here in the back. So go ahead and push out. Good. Retracting your shoulder blades together. Great. And notice how Danielle controls the motion in both directions, which is great. All right, we love the Lat Pulldown machine because it gives you 2 different options for your hands. And if you're looking to strengthen your back muscles, so either the latissimus dorsi or we get our trapezius muscle group, we could use this machine to help target this whole back area. So Danielle's first going to demonstrate her hands here. Okay, so it's not really a traditional Lat Pulldown, but it works the back musculature in a great way. So she's going to show us a few repetitions here. All right, go back to the start. And then your traditional Lat pull down, your grip is here. So go ahead and place both of your hands. Great. So we're going to feel that a little bit more underneath the armpits. Great. All right, so keeping in mind pushing and pulling when we're planning our exercises, if we just completed our lat pull down, we're going to move over to the overhead press. So similar to the hand positions on the machine before, we have 2 options, either closed grip or an open grip. So go ahead and show us the closed grip. Go ahead and push up and ahead. Awesome. So you're going to notice there's a few different angles that she's working in, both pressing up and pressing in, which is great to really tax the muscles. Great. So show head on and open. Great. Yep. And they should feel different because the stress is on a different group of muscles. And when you do look to sit down and make any adjustments to this machine, rule of thumb is the hand grip should be about in line with the shoulders. So Danielle's a little bit more on the petite side, and that's okay. But in general, we're looking to make sure this is in line with the shoulder, just to have some good body alignment.